he did one online on Wednesday. Every Wednesday I think he does. Wednesday or Thursday he does spring. Okay.
So he changed like MMJs.
Yeah. MMJs.
Oh, they don't open the street back up.
Yeah. New photography.
Oh, new photography.
They're all young, man.
They young.
You hard, so you know.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, it's a lot. I was talking to Steve a couple hours ago down there. He was like, they got a lot of young ones out there. And he said it's kind of hard. Well, I know it's hard to find like seasoned photographers. Because for one, the pay ain't what it should be. And then it's a lot of young guys that will accept the job.
A lot of them they're doing production-based stuff. They do marketing and things like that. They hadn't done news before.
Right.
They know how to shoot.
Right.
But it's a difference from standing out here and know what to do than standing, going out shooting an interview or something like that.
Right.
That's the difference. Because, even when I was chief, I had a hard time.
You did?
This was 6 years ago. And it was hard. Because I was finding people. I had to drop my standards down to like 1 year or
Man, you had to drop it?
1 year, man. If you
1 year?
God. I'm telling you. Now,
This is Fox 12 Oregon. I'm Greg Nibbler, just kind of breaking in to let you know what is happening right now, what you're watching on your screen. This is actually live footage that is coming in from Atlanta right now, where earlier today there was a shooting that took place at a hospital, at the Northside Hospital in Atlanta there. We know for a fact from reports that there is one dead, there are 4 injured. There are reports of various states that the other 4 are in currently. The suspect is on the loose, and that's why you're seeing a huge police presence there in Atlanta right now as they're searching for the suspect. According to reports, there has been no other shootings since then, although there was a report of a carjacking that took place not long after the shooting. No suspect was apprehended at that point, and they don't know if it's completely connected to this or not. They're investigating that right now, but just to fill you in on some of the details according to that. Right now, according to Grady Hospital, there are 3 victims in critical condition and 2 undergoing surgery. So that's the latest information that we have right there. Again, this is an active situation. You know, we're following along with this. The shooting itself took place earlier this morning, and the suspect has not been apprehended since then. There was a lockdown for a certain amount of time in Atlanta, but the lockdown has been lifted. Looks like we are getting some other reporting coming in, so we're following this as it's happening. It looks like we might have a reporter coming live here in just a moment that can probably update us on a little bit more of what's going on. But again, this is a live situation, so that's why you're not hearing a lot of sound on this. But as soon as this report goes, we'll try to take this as well. All right, again, this is live from Atlanta. And we expect that our reporter here, I'm not sure this gentleman's name, is going to update us a little bit more on what's going on. I'll go ahead and bring that audio down just for the time being as we're, again, waiting to see if there are any more updates. As of now, we don't know if the suspect has been apprehended. There hasn't been a report of that as of yet, but everything is happening very fast, and that's why we want to just bring you this footage that we have here as it's going on. You can tell from the helicopter, again, a large police presence. There were roadblocks that were set up around the area of the shooting. There was a lockdown. Okay, let's go here.
This will be closed tomorrow, no doubt. They have to physically process this scene, continue their investigation. We just saw the coroner here on scene. That coroner has just left within the last 10 minutes. But in addition to the physical processing of this scene, of gathering evidence, figuring exactly what happened in the waiting room, roughly noon this afternoon, there's going to be a lot of emotional processing of this scene, of so many people involved, of those who work here, of those who are visiting here, of those who work and live in the area. I mean, we talked with people who were just trying to grab lunch. We talked with those who work in the area as they were pushed back with us here in Midtown when the shooting all started, as police were expanding their perimeter, just starting their search for this gunman who still now, 5+ hours later, has still not been found. The suspect still is missing at this point, and police are actively searching for them. So, yes, this building will physically be closed tomorrow, and no doubt that will come to a relief to so many who work here, just to have a chance to catch their breath, to understand that when they do come back, they can come back maybe with a little bit of a fresher sense and understanding of what happened today. Certainly a traumatic experience. We're seeing the road is back open now to traffic in this very busy area of Midtown, and we'll continue to track all of the happenings here. Again, in the last hour or so, they have allowed the nurses, doctors, medical professionals back inside to gather their things and go home. It has been a long day. It's been a trying day, and for those who work here, they'll have one day, at least one day, to continue to process all that happened today before they eventually do go back to work. Guys, back to y'all.
Ooh. That's the thought. Yeah, the latest thought. We'll be looking at surveillance cameras. I've already done that.
Grab my jacket right now.
Oh no, are you cold? Man up. Jag tyckte jag fick på jag säger vad du oh my god, I gotta get my jacket.
Then we gotta walk 3 blocks. You're done. Oh, I'm not worried about that. Oh, wait, Well, I have a feeling we're going to be live in the 70s, too. Well, I don't know. We got, you got more information than me. I'm thinking we got, Tori, we got Zach. That's what I'm saying. We got Carly is apparently a block away. Are we not taking commercial breaks?
La llamada de la fiesta
All right, this is Greg Nibbler here with Fox 12 Oregon. Just breaking in to let you know what it is that you're looking at. In case you have not heard, there was a shooting in Atlanta this morning. There is currently a hunt underway for the suspect. The suspect, again, is at large. We do have some more information about the suspect as far as what's been released from the police down there. The suspect's name is Dion Patterson. He's 24. And this is a person suspected of killing one woman and injuring 4 others again this morning. Dion Patterson is reportedly a former member of the U.S. Coast Guard. There, after the shooting, he left. They have not found him since then, again, on the run. There was a report of a carjacking near the scene, but as of now, they have not necessarily connected that to the suspect as far as whether or not that was him involved in that as well. But the search is on. There was a lockdown in Atlanta earlier. It sounds like that has been lifted as they continue the search. But as you can see from this footage, there's a massive police presence out there. We're just kind of updating you with what we know. There are reporters on the ground there. As they bring in their reports, we'll be bringing them in as well. But this is what we know so far. So that's kind of where we're at. And as this progresses, you know, an active situation, we will bring you the information as we get it as well. But this footage that you're seeing now is from one of the helicopters there, just showing, again, you know, a huge presence there of stopped vehicles, some police vehicles, there were SWAT team vehicles, a lot going on the ground there in Atlanta. So again, just to recap, the shooting took place this morning at a hospital. So it happened at 1100 West Peachtree Street, if you are familiar with that in Atlanta. That's a hospital operated by the Northside Hospital. So it houses several medical offices. And that is where we're at. This is what we know on the situation. So again, we'll keep you updated as we go through, but you can watch with the live footage with us as this happens and unfolds.
So to the top, right? Okay, awesome.
Which is why we have such a heavy presence. This was a couple hours after the incident. So this was around 2:30 or so that we actually discovered that the shooter was possibly in the area. So we are still searching right now. We have not had any eyewitness confirmation of the suspect. This has all been video that we have observed from our flock cameras and our real-time crime center. That's the only additional information we have right now. We do believe that he might still be in the area.
So the car that was recovered, where was it recovered, please? Where was the car found?
I believe in a parking garage. The vehicle was recovered in a parking garage on, what was the name of that street again? Heritage Court.
Okay, and where's that? Is that near the Battery?
It is near the Battery.
Is it near a store? Is it near a hotel?
It's a parking deck. It's just near the Battery.
What are flock cameras? Is that the?
That's an actual trade name, flock. Those are license plate recognition cameras.
The cameras that spotted him, were these security cameras, surveillance cameras on buildings that actually
So
images of him?
our real-time, I don't know exactly which cameras. Our real-time crime center has different cameras that come in. They're DOT cameras, flock cameras, and some the flock cameras are owned either by us or by private organizations.
And they captured images of him in this area?
Images of the vehicle. There were images of him that were seen or recorded at 12:30.
And where is that?
I don't know the exact area, the exact location, but it is in this area. Yes. It's been a lot of time since 12:30. That's the last visual confirmation we have from video. We haven't had any confirmed eyewitness sightings. We've had calls come in, but we have not been able to confirm those eyewitness calls.
Wait, this carjacking, did he assault the owner of the vehicle that was stolen?
That carjacking happened in Atlanta, so I don't know.
Can you tell us why you cordoned off that area? I'm forgetting the street name.
Windy Ridge.
Windy Ridge is right near where the vehicle was located.
Okay, it wasn't because you believed that he was still.
And that was the area that he was spotted.
Okay.
Or on camera. We saw him on camera.
So you're able to confirm the vehicle that you found and was captured in the block license plate because it was in fact what was stolen?
I would defer to Atlanta because I don't know if they have. They actually have possession of the vehicle right now.
Any reports of another vehicle being stolen or seen leaving that area?
We don't have any reports of another vehicle being stolen in the area.
Wayne, any reports of shots being fired in Cobb County?
We had a false alarm call in earlier. I believe it was at 200 Galleria Parkway, but that turned out not to be the case. There were no shots fired.
What was the incident at Campbell Middle School?
Should they still stay inside? What should they do?
Right now, we have not had any confirmed sightings since our own pulling up cameras at 12:30. So we don't know where he might be. We believe he might still be in the area, but we don't have confirmation of that. So right now, just remain vigilant and please call 911. The same message that Atlanta PD has been pushing out, we're pushing out the same message. All of Metro Atlanta. If you see him, he's still considered armed and dangerous. Please call 911. And I had a question right here.
There was some sort of situation at Campbell Middle School. Are you able to speak to that? There was a lockdown for a time. Is that unrelated?
That incident at Campbell was totally unrelated to this.
Is it a white truck or a silver truck?
I'm not 100% sure on the color. And there was a question right here.
Was anything found in the car?
I understand that you have not caught the suspect, but given the fact that the victims were 4 women, 1 dead, is there any motive? Is there any kind of hint at a motive?
I can't respond to an incident that happened in Atlanta's jurisdiction. I don't know anything about that incident other than what's been reported.
Was anything found in the car?
Once again, the vehicle was turned over to Atlanta Police.
Sergeant, did you get any reports of any carjacking since the carjacking in Midtown in this area?
No, I think that was a miscommunication that went out earlier. We did not have a carjacking here.
Here.
No.
To clarify, you said that the flock cameras, is it accurate to call those traffic cameras?
No, they're license plate recognition cameras, but our real-time crime center doesn't just rely on those cameras. The cameras that we actually saw the suspect with were Department of Transportation, DOT cameras, which are part of our real-time crime center.
Flock cameras, they notify you that they've picked up on a license?
Only if the information is input into the system. Like I said, we were actually alerted to this 2 hours after it was actually occurred, so we were a little bit behind because that's when we got the alert.
Alerted to it 2 hours after.
Yes.
The footage saw him around 12:30.
Yes. He was picked up on camera around 12:30, but we didn't see it until 2:30.
And that was a DOT camera?
Yes, that's through our real-time crime center. Yes.
I'm sorry, could you tell us where that DOT camera was? Do you know?
I don't know which camera it was now.
Was he actually seen on camera?
We saw it. We don't have an individual verification from an eyewitness, but he is on camera, yes.
Is there
Not the vehicle, but
Vehicle and him.
is there a shelter-in-place order in place, in effect in any parts of Cobb right now?
We have not issued any shelter-in-place orders, but we have, when following up and thinking that he might be in a certain location, we've exercised exceptional due caution, and we sent in a lot of officers. I think there's been several videos around where a lot of officers have been responding to locations. That's because we've had unverified accounts that he might be at the location, and of course, when we arrive, he's not there, and we find out it was not that person. We've had several calls come in already, but we still want the public to call in if they do believe that they see him.
Was the image clear enough, Sergeant, that you could see whether this guy changed clothing, if he was wearing a brown hoodie? I mean, was the image clear enough?
I don't have any specific information about the image other than our investigators believe that it is him. So I don't know about clothing details. I think, Denise, you had a question?
there's still a huge police presence over near the back of that apartment building. You guys have been in and out of that building, but you're still at that location. Is there a reason?
The last known location on video for him is in that area. So we still haven't had any confirmation either through video or through independent eyewitnesses that he's not in that area. So that's why we're still concentrating heavily in that area.
What's he doing in the video? Is he sneaking or just trying to look normal?
I don't have any information about his behavior in the video other than just confirmation that it was possibly him.
Cobb County ever had any interactions with him with the police department?
I don't know about his history, and even if I had criminal history, I wouldn't be able to discuss that with you.
Do you know if he has any friends or family that live in Cobb, or why he might come to Cobb?
I don't know that. Don't know.
Do you know the name of that apartment building? Is it Edison? Is that the name of the building?
I don't have the name of the apartment. There have been several. I know there's several apartment complexes around here that are close enough to that area where the camera picked him up. So that's why we've been concentrating in the area. So I think there are a couple of different complexes in the area.
The model of the car. The model of the vehicle.
Check with Atlanta Police regarding the vehicle.
Do you know where the camera was located? Was it on a street light? Was it on a where?
Most of our DOT cameras are on the traffic light level. They're up in that area. So, but I don't know where this particular camera was.
You said no visual confirmation since like 12:30. Do you have any indication that you're closing in on him?
You've got everything that I've got. That's all I got. But the last visual confirmation we have was 12:30. Last confirmed visual confirmation or visual image we had was 12:30. Guys, that's all I have.
One more time, where was that? Sorry, I missed the top. Where was that image taken?
That was taken from a DOT camera. That's the last known image was at 12:30. So we had
here in Cobb County?
Here in Cobb County, yes.
Any other specifics on where that was?
Yes, in the area it was near, give me the street name again.
Windy Ridge Parkway and Heritage Court somewhere.
Heritage Court, is that it? Yes, it's in the vicinity of Windy Ridge Parkway and Heritage Court.
Could it be on foot?
I can't speculate. I don't know. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I know y'all can come up with a million ways to ask the same question.
No update on where? No update on
Give the same answer.
And I'm going to give you the same answer.
no update on I missed the top.
So yeah, so
About 11:30.
Well, I don't know, bro. That's probably light every light. I just leave it up. That's the third song that I did.
Yeah. That's hard.
Oh my God.
Did you do that on camera?
I did.
You don't
So again, just breaking in here, this is Greg from Fox 12 Oregon, letting you know what it is that you're watching. That was a press conference, at least as far as some questions that were answered there by the officer. The suspect is still, has not been apprehended, so is still on the loose. And here's what we know so far, at least some breaking news information that came in. About 2 minutes ago, it sounds like the shooting suspect may be near Truist Park, according to a license plate reader. So this is some information that just came in, saying that the area is about 11 miles from the scene of the shooting in Midtown Atlanta. Truist Park is the home of the Atlanta Braves baseball team. And the car that he was in appeared to show up on a license plate reader. So it's not confirmed that that was him, but a car that he was in, according to a source that told CNN. So that's just the latest news on there. And again, as we find out more, we will pass it on to you, but this is all related to the shooting that took place this morning in Atlanta at a medical facility. The suspect is 24-year-old Dion Patterson, still at large, and that is where we're at. We do know that he is a former member of the Coast Guard. 3 people do remain hospitalized in critical condition. 1 is stable, and again, 1 did pass away from the shooting this morning. So keeping you up to date with what's happening as we know. We've got a couple of screens going here showing things as they happen in Atlanta. So we'll keep you up to date, and we're watching along with you. This is Fox 12 Oregon. I'm Greg Nibbler, letting you know that we're following along with what's going on there in Atlanta. It does look like the footage is this is about all we have right now. The hunt for the suspect is still underway. As far as we know, he has not been apprehended. And as we find out more, we'll certainly keep you up to date. We're going to go ahead and bring this feed to an end, but follow along on Twitter and, of course, on our website and everywhere else where we'll be bringing you up-to-date information as soon as we find out more. But that's where we're at right now. There was a question and answer, at least with the officers there in Atlanta, and as far as we know, the suspect is still at large as of now. So thank you for watching, and again, follow along with KPTV, with Fox 12 Oregon. We will keep you up to date on what's going on.